Hello everyone and welcome to the Mundaily Show. I am Kamran and God, Amber, can you believe that? I'm sorry folks, we just saw one of the sickest things we have ever seen over on Nick's computer. Now Nick is the new intern and he manages to dig up some of the sickest stuff you've ever seen.
Yeah, I feel really sick right now.
It's that kind of stuff that'll make your hair stand up on your neck, and honestly Nick, that is raunch. Can we stick that up there, put it up on the monitor?
Yeah, put it up on the monitor, Nick.
Oh, there we go. We got it? It's up there? All right. So now, right now, about now, he should be stepping into the machine where his foot gets stuck, and he's trying to get out. He's squirming. Look at his face. He's flipping out. Somebody help this man. He's screaming. Machine starts to twist.
What was with that? Where's the clip?
The clip stopped.
But why can't we show the real one?
Oh, yeah, what?
They're telling us we can't show the clip.
Yeah, where's the clip, Nick? I thought we had a clip of this.
They said it's too much. We can't show it.
Really?
Yeah.
All right, I'm sorry, folks. I'm being told by the powers that be that we can't show that, so we're going to have you do your own research on this, folks. I believe you can find the clip by searching for exploding ankle death.
Now you're going to want the long version, and Nick is also telling me there's a high-def version as well.
Good times, Amber. All right, moving on.
As one story brings us to Los Angeles, California, where British R&B star Jay Sean was convicted of a Class A misdemeanor by driving under the influence of drugs. Reports state that he was driving back from a casino with California model Claire Johansson before crashing into multiple other vehicles off of Interstate 82. Damages are estimated to have exceeded $1,500, but Jay Sean denies any responsibility for the incident. He claims that he was coaxed into driving home under the impression that model Johansson was down, 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 down. Claire Johansson denies this stance and claims to have suggested that he drive, but saw that the sky was falling down. District officials estimate that the two were already under the influence of drugs before the night began. All right, folks, time for our weekly forecast. Let's head on over to our new weather station where our new weatherman, Zeus, god of sky and thunder, makes his Mundaily debut. Zeus, what do you have for us?
Thank you, Amber. A message from my brother Alos has arrived on the back of the great Thorondor. I'll open it now.
Thorondor?
Yes, the great eagle Thorondor. Are you kidding me? You've never heard of Thorondor?
You have to use a bird to deliver messages. You're a god. Can't you just like telepathically talk to each other or send your messages out on a wave of thunder or even just shoot each other emails or something?
Thorondor is the fastest messaging system in all the land. He travels at twice the speed of light, which is why you always get a bad case of deja vu reading the messages. But that's beside the point. My thunder's powers have been greatly weakened in days of late.
What the hell, Zeus? We hired you thinking we'd automatically have the most accurate weather forecast out there. What gives, man?
It's the people. None of them have any faith in me anymore. It's all Doppler 600 this, atmospheric science that. I can hardly get in a word edgewise. It seems my power's waiting in this cruel world of high-tech wizardry.
Well, we believe in you, Zeus.
Yeah, don't let the highly educated man get you down.
Sometimes I'm not even sure I believe in Zeus anymore. I couldn't just sit around powerless, so I put all my gold into a Chinese cloud-bursting technology. I cried for a week straight after that. I can hardly even wheel a weather vane anymore.
Listen, Zeus, your mother's a whore, plain and simple.
Come on, what are you doing?
Now, hold on, I got this. You and your stupid, pathetic bird friend Thorondor can take a hike because you're both fakes. Can't even wiggle a weather vane? What a bunch of mythological baloney.
What? How dare you? Mortal underlings, I'll show you what it means to be a god.
Yes, Zeus, you're doing it. Your powers are back.
Sweet. Let's get down to business. Zeus, are you good? Done throwing your little fit? Hit us up with some warm sunshine.
My powers, they're back.
That's right, Zeus, your powers are back. You know why? Because we believe in you.
He's right, Zeus. You're nothing without us.
Great, Scott. You're right. But it feels so great to have my powers again. Anything you need, I'm here. The god of sky and thunder, he's back.
Thanks, Zeus. You heard it, folks. Looks like sunny days to come.
Oh, Amber, did we just enslave a god just now?
I think we did, Kamran. I think we did.
Yeah. Another story brings us to Emeryville, where pop country music sensation Taylor Swift witnessed an educational peer pass out cold at a football game. Swift states that it was a completely unexpected chain of events. The two were not well acquainted, but she was there when it happened. According to Swift, the girl was the cheer captain, and she was just in the bleachers. Recognizing that Swift was just wearing sneakers, officials speculated that it may have been linked to the cheer captain wearing high heels. More on that at 10.
In other news, trouble is brewing in the 100-acre wood.
That's right, Amber. The honeybee population is drastically dwindling, and those who are dependent on honey have fallen on hard times.
The beloved children's book character, Winnie the Pooh, has been hit hard, and those around him are gravely concerned. News sources close to the scene reported that Piglet, a close friend of Mr. Pooh, has been directly affected by the shortage. When approached by the Mundaily Show, Piglet had this to say.
He took my money, he took my woman, he drove off with my new ride, off of some goddamn honey. You believe that? He's not even a real bear. Downright mean, man. And Eeyore? You hear about Eeyore yet?
And folks, we have heard about Eeyore, but we have to warn you, this news may shock you. Please take any children you have away from the TV sets before this next segment. We have another soundbite. It is the 911 dispatch call.
Hey, 911, Eeyore's dead, man. He's flipping dead. I stopped by his pad to see how he's coping with the whole Pooh going off the deep end thing, and I found him hanging from the rafters like a dead fish. A whole wave of stink came out when I opened the door.
Hard to hear, folks. Services will be held next Sunday underneath the bee tree. May you rest in peace.
Sad, sad story. It's always a tragedy when something like that dies, you know?
Yep, that's usually pretty sad, Amber.
Incredibly sad. Let's take a moment of silence in memory for Eeyore.
All right, one individual was able to make it out of the woods today to talk to us. Tigger, how are you coping with this tragedy?
Mostly we've just been trying to lay low for now. You know how hard it is? You bounce your entire existence, then some bear ruins it by having withdrawals from honey. Honey? I gotta get my fix of bouncing powder. And Pooh being a greedy bear and all won't give me nothing until his next personal shipment sails in.
Have you had any contact with Pooh since the honey shortage began? We are aware that you and the bear were once close friends.
I see the bear, but I tend to bounce clear of him when I can, you know? Not trying to start any trouble. Last time someone stole his honey a few years ago, and he had those freaky nightmares with heffalumps and woozles. That was just one jar. We used to be friends, used to play together all the time, but the withdrawals are getting worse. Those used to be civilized woods.
What about some of the other animals from the forest, like Rabbit, for example?
Rabbit's a cool dude. Rabbit told him straight up, Pooh, you don't even eat honey. You don't even have a mouth. You just smear honey all over your face. This is a joke. But Pooh wouldn't have it. Rabbit tried to organize an intervention, and Pooh caught wind of this meeting and lit Rabbit's house on fire. And I thought all bears hated forest fires.
So are you just pretty much keeping to yourself these days then?
Yeah, until this all settles down. I got a hamster, call him Nibbles. Keeps me sane. Completed a few puzzles. Now, I just figured out how to use Skype, so I'm chatting with a few potential honeys.
Hold there for a second. I got a joke. I just heard this today, so I'm sorry if you've heard it before.
Sure, I'm listening.
So why doesn't Tigger have any friends?
What are you saying? I have friends.
Because he always plays with Pooh.
It doesn't sound that funny at first, but poo's actually another word for poop. So
yeah, I get
people
it.
don't want to hang out with you because you
Okay,
stink
okay.
like
No, I get this.
poop.
I see what's going on. You're just here to get me with some good ratings, huh? Well, you know, I'm out of here. I gotta go chillax, bro. You guys are frying on something real bad here.
Oh, bother. I didn't mean to piss him off.
Not to worry, Amber. He's not actually real. He's a bit of a lowlife. Anyway, bouncing powder, I mean, right? Like, where do you get that? Could we ask him, like Nick, before he leaves, could you get a hookup on that bouncing powder? Thank you, Nick.
Well, we managed to get a few words out of Pooh's old friend, Christopher Robin, who's actually a student here at Oregon State University. He insisted that we were wasting our time investigating this news story because Winnie the Pooh is just a pile of inanimate fluff.
Maybe we should have left that last part out, but the rest of that story was primo stuff, though. We really upped the bar there. Good journalism, guys.
Oh, we hope for the best for all the forest animals in the 100-acre woods.
And they'll certainly be in the back of my mind, Amber. Moving on.
The crime rate plummeted to an all-time low last month. Experts point to the Farouk family, who are said to have been the leaders of a crime syndicate here in the district. They were convicted of copyright infringement as well as multiple accounts of tax evasion. As a result, Farouks everywhere have been canned. And now for our daily dose of health, we share some age-old tips and remedies to help you stay alive.
First, we wanted to warn you about the dangers of watermelons. 30 people are already dead and sprouted from the digestion of watermelon seeds. If you eat a watermelon seed, it will sprout in your stomach and it will kill you, folks.
You don't say. You mean the black seeds and the white seeds?
The black seeds, they will definitely kill you, and the white seeds, they'll give you watermelanoma.
I don't think that actually exists. So on the bright side, graveyard watermelon production is on the rise, so expect lower prices at the market and a watermelon with slightly fleshy overtones.
Also, to keep up that youthful look, you may want to start a regime of daily facial stretches. Now, my wife showed me this new one today. It's called the Melting Man. I'll demonstrate this here for you.
But be careful, folks. When you make funny faces, your face might stay that way. Isn't that right, Kamran? That's it, folks. Right there. This is what happens. This has also been found to apply to crossing your eyes and sitting crisscross applesauce as well.
No, it actually doesn't, Amber. Look, I can cross my... Oh, God. Oh, God. How do I take all these things?
Like
Is it?
that.
Thank you, Amber. So, my youngest girl, Astrid, she came down with a major case of the hiccups last night.
Astrid? I thought her name was Astrid.
No, Amber, I did not name my daughter Astrid. Back to my story. So Astrid was the lead role in the school play last night, but her hiccups basically ruined the whole show. It was horrible. I could barely watch. So I decided to go over a few tried and true cures for hiccups, so nobody has to go through what I did.
Well, that's no major discovery. Everyone knows. You just hold your breath.
Well, let's test that right now here, Amber.
What are you doing? You actually have to have a hiccup.
So that's a good point, Amber. And plus, I'm almost died once before trying to hold my breath like that, so I'm not sure where you got your data on that. But the most reliable way to cure hiccups is to scare someone. You got to scare the living Jesus out of them. Problem is, they can't anticipate it. It's got to be genuine shock, Amber.
So how do you do it?
Well, that's a bit tricky, Amber. I tried a couple of things.
Like what?
Well, at first, I tried creeping up on her while she was in the bathroom, right? She was doing her business. Walked up real quiet, you know, pounded on the dick, I'm gonna kill you, and you know, just try to do that whole bit, that little, you know, and she must have been a little scared because the bathroom was just sandblasted. I mean, she destroyed it. I mean, she friggin' still had hiccups though, so
That's horrible. Please tell me you stopped there.
Well, what I did next was while Astrid was sleeping last night, I took a bit of a cue from The Godfather. And with a hell of a wild goose chase, I managed to track down a severed horse head.
Are you kidding me? Your poor daughter.
Don't ask me how I got it, but I hid it under her sheets in the hopes of scaring the crap out of the poor girl. Long story short, she didn't even notice the horse head. Had no idea. And you know what? She came down covered in blood the next morning.
That's horrible.
I told her, honey, you didn't see the horse head. I hid in your bed, you didn't see that? And she comes, she checks it out, flipping breaks down. Gets super depressed. Probably should have just waited for her to find it on her own. On the bright side, she apparently no longer wants a pony for her birthday. Still got the hiccups though. So solved one problem, but not the other there, Amber.
Thanks for the tips, Kamran. That was Health Watch. Next in international news, our German correspondent will
Hallo.
some breaking
Guten Tag,
overseas.
wie geht's? Die Kaiser Spencer Small. Heute entwirkt nach Medien, dass Ministerpräsident von Italien angesagt mit Spaghetti gefüllt. Spaghetti gefüllt? Spaghetti gefüllt? Das türkisch offiziell entscheidend Deutschland abgefüllt. Abgefüllt. Und Amerika ist zusammen gefügt. Mit England anfangen landlich. Anfangen landlich. Anfangen landlich. Dieses Fernsehen ist schrecklich. 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 Hoffentlich lieben ist beobachtet. So, das ist alles Pragmatiken für heute. So, tschüss.
This just in, news from the North Pole recounts the story of grammar teachers exploring the area who are said to have stumbled upon Christopher Kringle's workshop. They say Santa is identical to the popular figure most of us have speculated him to be, but the elves are much different.
Instead of being diminutive and lowly creatures, they understand them to be more along the lines of subordinate clauses.
And now we have a special guest to introduce you to. Today, over here, we have City Law Enforcement Officer Howard Stanley.
Hello, Officer Stanley. It's great to have you with us tonight, and how are you today?
Yes, my name is Officer Howard Stanley. For those of you who did not hear, I am, thank you for asking, I am fine. I am the officer in charge of the Pedal Patrol Division here in the district, in case you were not aware.
Officer Stanley, the division is new to the police agency, is it not? Tell us a little bit about the Pedal Patrol and what it does.
Well, my host, that is a good question. I'm in charge of the Pedal Patrol Division, and we police any public citizen who does not comply with the statutes we have set forth here in the biking community. Bicyclists are always asking motorists to share the road, but if they can't abide by the rules of the road in the first place, I cannot permit such a societal menace to fester into a public threat.
So, you stop people who do what exactly?
Well, we got to crack down on all bicyclists who do not comply with the rules and regulations of on-road biking. This means cracking down on those who disobey the city signs, like stop signs or yield signs or any other signs you might see. I mean, we also need to crack down on those who do not display sufficient safety gear. We're in the process of getting those ordinances passed, but I can already penalize those who do not adhere as it currently stands.
Don't you think that's a little overzealous?
I believe what's best for the American public safety and the people is the democracy on behalf of the law enforcement agency and the police department of the community, and I believe in holding the law and justice for the state.
I believe you could show us what that means, because I'm under the impression that we have a demonstration here for us today. Let's see about that example biker here.
Yes, all right. Okay, well, first thing before we get anything else started is I'm going to have to point out that these spoke reflectors here are nowhere near up to regulation. They're about, you got to be at least 0.5 an inch too short. That's, I'll have to cite that as negligence. That's an $85 fine. And yeah, you see these pant legs rolled up here. We have an ordinance against that now, so that that qualifies as public obscenity and lewd behavior. And so he's got the secondary vest, but this primary vest here isn't anywhere near the legal shade of yellow, and that's reckless conduct. That'll be also another $50.
All right. Well, how about you tell the audience what they should be doing as a responsible biking community?
Well, there's one thing I learned on the job. It's that there is no responsible biking community. Each and every one of them wants to get into trouble, so we can't trust them. I mean, they pull out in front of cars, they ride through stop signs, bike on sidewalks when they'll stop. So that's why you've got to have a firm hand with them. That's why we've got to crack down.
Why can't they wear what they want when they bike?
Well, I mean, what you don't understand is that the reckless individuals will have to be directed. We can't trust them to know what's best for them. That's why I have to vote on it. That's why I have the law. Because we're a democratic society, you see? I mean, for justice, for the people.
I think
for America, for the greater good, man. That's all I have to say about that.
Okay, well, our friend here is going to ride off as we bid our officer.
Sir, you're in the wrong gear. You can't
farewell.
Sir, that's a public offense. I'm gonna have to cite you for that. I can't allow you to do that. Come back here, sir. Wow.
All right, folks, that concludes the segment of our show this morning. Kamran, you said you had a story?
I do, actually. A woman who is said to have put their twin sons up for adoption 20 years ago is now reuniting with both of them in Cairo just today. Apparently, she met one of the sons, Juan, a small business flight out of Spain. She continued the search for her other son, Ahmal, in Egypt last week. She knew she was in the right area when she walked around the city with one son, claiming to passers-by that if you have seen Juan, you've seen them all.
Thank you very much for that story, Kamran. This has been the Mundaily News with Amber Stark.
It's been. Thank you, folks.
Yeah, thank you very much. Have a great day.